Hey everyone, I'm the Saxophone Oracle. This is part 2 of Charlie Parker Didn't Care About Mouthpieces, and neither should you. What we're going to do now is look and reveal what the 10 mouthpieces were that I played in part 1, and we'll talk about them a little bit. For those of you interested, I played the exact same reed on all 10 mouthpieces. It was a Lupifaro unfiled Evo number 4 that I was trying out. I was playing it on my Con tenor saxophone. 4 of these mouthpieces are my personal mouthpieces that I played at some point over the last 30 years. The other 6 are mouthpieces that I had kicking around the house for some reason or another. I somehow acquired them over time. All of these mouthpieces are original from the factory, from the store. They've never been worked on, retouched, refaced, or improved in any way. Number 1 was a Wolfe Tayne hard rubber with a 7-star tip opening. This is a mouthpiece that came in the case when I bought an old tenor once. It's actually a pretty good mouthpiece, but at a 7-star, it's a little bit too closed for me. So I don't play it. I'll probably give it to someone or sell it at some point. Number 2, Otto Link hard rubber 9-star tip opening. This is one of my personal mouthpieces. I bought it maybe 12, 13 years ago. It was my main mouthpiece for a number of years. It's a really good mouthpiece. Again, straight from the store, never refaced. It's a really good mouthpiece. I still enjoy playing it. Number 3 was a Runyon with a 6 opening. This is another mouthpiece that came with a horn that I once bought. I know nothing about this piece. I know nothing about Runyon mouthpieces. This has a neat cream color. It comes with this funky sort of cap and ligature. It's also stamped with a serial number on the side, so that's kind of cool. Again, I don't know anything about this, but when I found it in the case, I desperately wanted to like it because, well, it just looks so cool. It looks like it's retro. I don't know what it is or when it was even made, but I really wanted to play it. Unfortunately, it's a 6, so I can't do it. It is actually a really nice playing mouthpiece, a decent sounding mouthpiece, but too small for me. So again, I'll probably give it away or sell it to someone at some point. Number 4, Otto Link metal, 5-star tip opening with this funky Winslow ligature. This is the first mouthpiece I ever bought. I got it in high school. I really wanted a jazz mouthpiece. I really wanted a metal mouthpiece. So where I grew up, the only thing we had available to buy was either a metal Link or a hard rubber Meyer for jazz mouthpieces. So obviously I wanted this, but the reason we got it, my mom bought this for me, and hers was the deciding vote because she thought the golden Link looked better with my golden Yamaha 62, a lot better than the hard rubber Meyer. Incidentally, this is a terrible mouthpiece. This is a horrendous mouthpiece that I got stuck playing through all of high school and most of university just because I didn't know any better. At no point along the way did any of my teachers think to maybe try my mouthpiece and see what I was working with. And then I could have maybe found out that I was, working too hard for nothing and I could have got a better mouthpiece. This one, though, I said I hadn't had anything refaced. This one I kind of did. My saxophone repairman in high school wanted to tinker with it. He said he would try and improve it for me, and it just made it worth it. This is just an awful, awful, awful mouthpiece. I struggled with this thing for years. But the cool thing is I think that because of this mouthpiece, it forced me to become a better musician just because I had to overcome just the awfulness that this thing is. And the other cool thing about it is that whenever I have students, I always make a point of trying their mouthpiece whenever possible before they buy it, or even if they've already bought it, just to make sure they don't get stuck playing the same kind of piece of crap that I did for so many years. Number 5, this is a Rico Royal plastic mouthpiece. It says B3 on it. I know nothing about it, but I love this mouthpiece because one time I had a gig and I forgot my mouthpiece in one of my other tenors. And so I got to the sound check, I had no mouthpiece. So in true Charlie Parker fashion, I dashed out of there to find the nearest music store that was open. I found a guitar shop. I said, please, do you have any saxophone mouthpieces, tenor saxophone mouthpieces? They had this. I think I paid $15 for this thing. It's a pretty terrible mouthpiece, but I hesitate to say that it's terrible because for $15, it got me through the gig. It did the job. And no one complained, no one in the band realized or noticed anything about my sound. So Rico Royal B3, $15. Go figure. Number six was a Dukoff metal. It was one of these kind that we've all seen before. This is another mouthpiece that came with a horn that I bought. I was really excited when I got this because I always wanted one, but I would never spend my own money on a mouthpiece that has a baffle like this in it. And I was so excited, but you know, I always wanted to play around with one, see if I could go for the Lenny Pickett thing or the Michael Brecker thing, Donnie McCaslin. But this is a horrendous mouthpiece. You probably can't see it on video, but the table is so uneven. The reed sits at like a 45-degree angle. It's like one corner is like a 1-star opening and the other corner is like a 9-star opening. It's unplayable. But I did manage to play Donna Lee on it, and did it sound that much different than any of the other mouthpieces? Number seven was a hard rubber mouthpiece made by Marmaduke. It's in an 8-star tip opening. This is actually my main mouthpiece that I've been playing exclusively for about 7 years. I find it really comfortable. It's even, it's responsive through all the registers. It does what it has to do. And I find it to be a really versatile mouthpiece, no matter the style, what kind of a gig it is. It does the job. I think I would prefer it if I had it slightly larger, maybe in a 9-star tip opening. But hey, 8-star, good mouthpiece, it does the job for me. I like it. Number eight was another hard rubber Otto Link. This one is in an 8 tip opening. It's still pretty shiny. I'm not sure where I got this mouthpiece, but I have a hunch my friend Paul left it at my house back in high school. I don't think this is a particularly good mouthpiece. I never bothered to really play it because I don't really like it. I've just lugged it around with me for so many years. So Paul, if you've misplaced a hard rubber Link maybe 25 years ago, I think I have it. So give me a shout if you want it back, but be warned, it's a pretty terrible mouthpiece. Number nine was a plastic Lupifaro tenor mouthpiece. I don't know what opening it is. This is the mouthpiece that came with my Lupifaro tenor when I got it. Usually I tell people when you get a brand new saxophone, take the mouthpiece that comes with it and throw it in the garbage. Unless of course it's a professional Selmer that comes with a professional mouthpiece or whatever. But I never tried this before until today, and it turns out it's actually, for a starter mouthpiece, it's really not that bad. I was pleasantly surprised. I might hold on to this. Number 10, the last mouthpiece I played, another Otto Link hard rubber in a 9-star tip opening. This is another one of my personal mouthpieces. I think I bought this one about 10 years ago to replace the other 9-star that I demonstrated. I think I like this one slightly better for one reason or another, but it's a great mouthpiece. And again, straight from the store, never refaced, never worked on, just a solid mouthpiece that I really like. There you have it, 10 very different mouthpieces ranging from plastic, metal, hard rubber, sizes from about a 3 or a 4 tip opening to a 9-star, drastically different. Some of them are really good mouthpieces, some of them are completely terrible. But when I play them, I think they all pretty much sound like me. There really isn't any magic to it. If you practice and learn to develop your personal sound, you can and should sound good on just about anything. And then after that, it comes down to personal preference. Now, myself personally, I would never spend more than a couple $100 on a mouthpiece. But hey, if you want to spend $1,000, $1,500 on a vintage thing worked on by so-and-so or whatever the latest thing is, knock your socks off. Just realize that you're not going to sound any better on that mouthpiece than you would on a decent $100 mouthpiece. I'm the Saxophone Oracle. I hope you found this interesting. I hope you found this helpful and useful. I certainly had a blast trying all these mouthpieces this week. As always, thank you for continuing to watch. I'd love to hear from you, so drop a comment, shoot me an email. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. I wish you a great week. Happy practicing. See you next Tuesday.